connecting rods equate to broken connecting rods down the line. Once again, going back to if you have no problem with the head gasket, fix the head gasket. As far as the ignition system and the other things that are going on there, address those as well, but start with mechanical. I mean, so many people do that. They come to me with performance issues, stuff like that, and they say, well, my car's doing this, that, or the other thing, and they completely ignore the fact that it's a mechanical device. And they go after all these electronics and sensors and say, that's the problem, that's the problem, that's the problem. But if you have a known mechanical problem, address it. And if the sealer didn't fix it, and to be fair, sometimes that can work, but you have to follow the directions to the letter. And how long it works, and I've heard of people that have successfully done that and gotten away with it. Personally, I don't want to put that gunk in my cooling system. Like I said, I like to play with my tools, and I have multiple vehicles, so I'm not everybody. Anyhow, that's how I would pursue that. As far as coolant, ruining coil packs and all this other stuff, and it's hard to say, but you got a misfire, you got a known head gasket problem. Head case 620. Hey Eric, love the videos, keep up the good work. I have an intermittent rough idle on my 2001 Honda Civic LS. I think everybody does. After driving for about an hour at highway speed, it turns rough like it's on the cylinder. I checked the codes and had a clean code for a misfire on cylinder 2. I didn't clear the code. I did it the next day, and it did it again after driving highway speeds. I checked the codes again, and the second code was gone. It doesn't do it when it's cold, and it doesn't do it after driving 50 minutes. I swapped coil 1 and 2 to isolate the spark issue. If it's a fueling issue or battery leak, it should affect all cylinders, or at least more than one of them, right? Thanks. First off, Hondas rarely have fuel delivery issues, so I don't take away from that. If the Honda runs, then they don't normally have problems with fuel injectors, and they hardly ever have problems with fuel pumps unless they're aftermarket replacements. So Honda fuel systems are relatively bulletproof. However, ignition systems, not so much. In fact, that's the opposite. So, but once again, going back to mechanical, Hondas use solid valve trains, which means they don't have hydraulic lifters, which means the valves sometimes require periodic adjustment. I'm not saying that's the problem, because it's rare that they'll adjust valves and things get better. It's more common that somebody goes in and adjusts the valve properly and burns up an exhaust valve, thus causing a misfire. So if somebody's been in there adjusting the valves or playing around with that stuff, then that's possible. So in your case, I would suggest starting with a compression test, and particularly cylinder number 2, to see if that's all good. So verify the engine's mechanical health before you start going after other things. I mean, you've got a misfire code. In my experience, misfire codes, particularly of Hondas of that vintage, are not very accurate. Basically, misfire codes are calculated based on crank sensor and cam sensor readings. They look at the acceleration, or they look for the acceleration of the crankshaft after there's an ignition event. If it doesn't seem one that's significant, it says that there's a misfire, and it says that it's on blah, blah, blah cylinder. And in my experience, it's not very good at guessing which cylinder is bad. However, it's set number 2, so that might be a good place to start. In fact, a quick and dirty way is just to pull the spark plugs and examine them. If the spark plug for cylinder number 2 is a different color or coated with some kind of soot or something like that, it could indicate that that cylinder is not firing correctly. Spark plugs are a window into the combustion chamber. It takes a while to learn to read them, but sometimes it's pretty obvious. Sometimes it's not so much, but it's a good place to start. Another thing I will say about Hondas is they really like their NGK or Benzo spark plugs. So if you've got anything else but one of those 2 brands in there, get rid of them and put NGK or Benzo in there and see if the problem goes away. Because I've fixed many a Honda just by changing the spark plugs and putting the correct ones in. Just saying. And let's see, it's a 2001, so I don't believe it has a distributor cap or any of that kind of stuff to worry about. So start with the plugs, see what you got from there. Also, there'll be a link in the description to my performance diagnosis FAQ, which can lead you to other things. In addition, I have an entire section on Honda idle problems. So there'll also be a link in the description to an FAQ about Honda idle problems that can possibly help you as well. Ooh, here's a challenging name. Yuri Yashchinson. If I got that right, I'm awesome. If not, well, then I'm just the same old normal me. Hi, Eric. I have an 07 Civic SI with 90,000 miles. Every time I press on the clutch master, it makes an annoying clicking noise. I use and greased, hoping it would fix the noise. but we return in 2 to 3 days. Is there anything I can do